Okay, well, good morning. My name is Kevin Hogan. I'm Content Director for Tech and Learning. Welcome to Tech and Learning Live. This is a little bit of an experiment of practicing what we preach in terms of using technology in schools.
And, you get to experiment on me now.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right. You're the guinea pig.
I'm
You're
the
first
guinea pig. Okay,
yeah.
great.
So we have a day-long series of interviews with some of the most influential people in education technology, and what a way to start the morning, but with Mr. Alfred Bindford, the new president of Pearson North America. So thanks for coming.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Just want to hit you with a couple questions over a couple of minutes here to talk about where you see Pearson in the certain stage in the ISTE world, and where it's been and where it's going. So thanks again for coming. Maybe if we could start, just give us a little bit of a brief background of your experiences before coming to Pearson.
Oh, great. Well, at Pearson, I lead in North America all the work we do and the different forms of assessment that are all focused on helping to make education better. In addition to the assessment work, which we get a lot of press about, I also lead and drive the growth of what we refer to as our virtual learning business, which includes everything from running virtual K-12 charter schools to allowing schools themselves outside of Pearson to use our platform, whether it's buying a course. In fact, at the kickoff, Soledad O'Brien talked about this situation where this wonderfully talented young lady who was very good in math, but her school didn't offer calculus, and she had to literally petition to start a calculus class to get what she needed to go to Stanford. Well, there are Pearson products where we literally can give that school virtual calculus, the courses, the platform, the tutoring, and a teacher to plug that gap. So that's some of the things I do and what I lead North America. And you can imagine, given that so much of what we do has a technology foundation to it, having a chance at Pearson to support ISTE is just magnificent.
That's great. Talk a little bit about how data works into that. Walking the show floor yesterday and meeting with the folks at Pearson and others. As a curriculum company, it seems like you now have a responsibility as well for data and managing the assessment of that. How has that evolved, and where do you see that going?
Very important and huge evolution. Well, first, we're known for being the curriculum company, which we have roots that go way back in education and publishing, but we've evolved so much further than just curriculum. And when you think about the entire ecosystem of what it takes to design and deliver wonderful education to produce much better outcomes, we have literally amassed over the last years and decade or so one of the most comprehensive portfolios that go beyond curriculum. It's the platforms, everything, as I said, in terms of courses and so forth, both online and physical. And when you think about data, the use of data is so critical. If you go back and say, what did the average school look like 30 years ago and how was data being used? It's just totally different, almost like trying to compare an iPhone 6 to the first cell phones. That's what the last 25, 30 years has been. One could argue it's actually accelerated much faster. Now, when you talk about big data, which is a very powerful buzzword, big data has incredible application and importance in school because the use of analytics, not just for the sake of assessment, but the use of analytics to look at how the students, how the teachers are working inside the school and figuring out how to make an adjustment near real time in the design and delivery of education to make it more effective, much more personalized, and help both the teacher be the best they can be, as well as help the learner achieve the outcomes that you want. And that data also extends beyond the classroom to the parent as well too. I remember when I was early on with our kids, we're all very, very young, they're now in high school and college, waiting for that report card. Now I literally can get almost real-time information as to how my kids are doing, their assignments, their engagement, things that are important coming up. And so that creation and use and flow of data throughout that entire ecosystem of education is just so much more powerful. But people get caught up in big data, but there is huge application for big data in education.
To follow up on that a little bit, that's an interesting point when you're talking about parents and talking about teachers. Now, Pearson as a giant company, and you do business at a district level with some of the biggest districts in the country, and you have a conversation at that level, but then you're also here on the floor speaking to teachers and parents. How important is it to have a message to kind of the grassroots, to the everyday school teacher?
Yeah, critically important. And as you said, there are offerings and products we have. For example, there's assessment work we do that's more at the state level, to state standards and state policy, where we're working with the state departments of education. But then there's also work we do that might be in the special education arena that we do at the district and school level. And so you have to think about it, as you just said, at multiple levels. And so the grassroots is so important, because at the end of the day, it's about what will make education go better in the classroom through the teacher on behalf of the student. And that is the absolute focus that we have, no matter where we start. Again, we may be doing a end of year assessment and it's sponsored by the state, but at the end of the day, it's all about making education go better inside the classroom for the student in a highly personalized way. And that's where all your questions really come to the fore.
Right. So in the coming year and coming years, where your three priorities with Pearson, and where that our readers should think about?
Well, it's really all about, we first start with our mission. We are and want to remain the world's leading education company, and that's great ambition. But the way we make that happen is by creating wonderful products and services to make education better, to make learning better in all forms. And we're very fortunate because of the breadth of the company that we built over the years, and the fact that we can affect, again, as I said earlier, the entire ecosystem at all levels: early childhood education, K-12, higher ed. And when you think about what society needs, and there's so much discussion even at this conference about what it takes to make our students better as it relates to their career in college readiness, that to me is going to require the entire system to go through massive levels of improvement, and we're up for it. That's our mission. We get excited by that. I'm always reminding folks that yes, we are a fairly large company, 40,000 folks around the world. You know, folks get excited about over $8 billion in revenue, but what's really important that I get excited by is the fact that so many folks at Pearson are teachers at the heart. Of the 40,000 people, nearly 15,000 were former teachers, administrators in the classroom, working to make education better. And that aspect of our mission and our ambition and what we are all about echoes in everything we do.
Great. Well, Mr. Bindford, thanks for your time.
Just
Appreciate
Alfred,
it.
thank you so much. Take care.